should be on. Listen to this. I love it.
So tired of getting picked on, rolled on, talked down to by the queen bee bully of the fifth grade. Always in my face, always something to say. There's only so much that a girl can take. She never saw it coming when I didn't back down. Right hook flying and she hit the ground. She should have known from my family name, I ain't just a pretty face. I can pull a hook from a largemouth, that's the skin of coon. With my bare ends, know my way to fourth gear on an old John Deere. Camel cap on these curls, a little tomboy in diamonds and pearls. Daddy ain't wanted a boy, wanted a boy. Mama gave him a girl.
That's what it is. Gave him a girl. And the young lady that's singing that is right there, my friend. It's Brei Carter. And how are you? This is the first time we've met, so who knows what's going to happen here. But how are you?
I'm doing great, Skip. Thank you so much for having me, and I'm looking forward to Skip happening tonight.
Oh, Skip happens, right? You're catching on already. I like that already. I love it. I love it. I love it. That, of course, the new single, and you were telling me off the air that the video actually came out today, correct?
Yes, sir. It came out. It dropped this morning, so definitely take a look. I'm excited about it.
How you already had like over 200 hits on that video, and it just dropped. I mean, just for a matter of hours. That's pretty good.
Yes, sir. I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's one of the new anthems for women, for girls. You know, hey, gave them a girl. We're here. You get the best of both worlds with the girls.
I love it. I want to know, we all want to know a little bit about you. You're an independent artist and doing your own thing. But let's talk about your growing up. Then we'll get into where we are today. You've got quite a bit of military background, I understand.
Yes, sir. Definitely. Originally, I am from Louisiana, so I am a Southern girl, Southern Belle, down from the Bayou. Grew up there, but I also grew up on the West Coast, LA, San Francisco, and then back to Louisiana. I'm the oldest child that my mom has, and the oldest girl. And I grew up kind of playing with my boy cousins and what have you. And I kind of grew up like a tomboy a little bit, playing with lizards, going hunting with my grandpa.
I love it.
Uncles and stuff like that. So that's my story.
That is cool. How long though were you in the service?
I did 4 years active
4
duty.
years. Oh wow.
Yes, sir.
And how long ago was that? Oh, in the Army. And how long ago?
It was a couple years ago.
Okay. So you were in the Middle East.
I did not have to go to the Middle East.
Oh, okay.
So, yes, sir.
Okay. Well, thank you for your service. And now
Yes, sir.
you're back. Where are you right now?
Right now, I'm actually in Nashville, Tennessee. So living my best life, loving everything that I'm doing, trying to put great music out there for the world to enjoy and pretty much tell my story. And hopefully other people can relate to the things that I'm saying.
Gave him a girl, the song that we opened up with, and we're going to play it again a little bit later. But is that you? You're not afraid to take a hook out of a fish's mouth and all that?
No, not at all. Actually, fishing is my mother's favorite pastime. So I used to go fishing quite a bit as a little girl. So my mom loved fishing. So I'm not afraid of that. I used to skin coons and rabbits and squirrels and all that good stuff. Been out hunting deer. So no,
I was going to ask.
Those things. Yes.
I figured if you did that, you were probably hunting deer as well. So
yes, sir.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So you've been doing, how long ago did you actually move to Nashville? Were you there before you went into the service or afterwards?
Afterwards. I was there afterwards. After the service, I did some time in corporate America in the medical area doing device sales and pharmaceutical sales, then relocated to Nashville to pursue a career in music.
So you gave up the pharmaceutical side of things?
Yes, sir. I've kind of gone back and forth. So at one point I gave it up, and then I had to go back because everything is so expensive. And I'm making a sacrifice and investing in myself. So I've had to go back into doing medical again for now. So yes, so I'm kind of straddling both.
Right. I was going to ask because I have a niece that's in pharmaceutical sales, and she does pretty good, if you know what I mean.
Yes,
so sir. It's pretty good living. I know
it's great living.
Yes.
But I believe that
it's not what you want. Yeah.
You know what? I think God's called me to a different a higher power, a higher purpose. So it's just something. So now it's just music, touching the world in a different, instead of medicine, he's calling me to touch the world through music.
Absolutely. Totally believe that. And I can hear that in your voice too.
Yes,
It's
sir.
just, with God and all that and the music that you're putting out. When I was reading a little bit about your bio, it says you're a crossover, like, were you a pop artist as well?
No,
No?
I consider myself strictly
Okay.
country.
Okay.
Some say Southern pop. So I
Okay.
guess some of
Maybe
the
that.
music with the instrumentation kind of crosses over into the Southern pop genre a little bit. But
Mhm.
I'm country soul down to the roots, a little bit of gospel, all of the above.
Oh, I love your attitude already. I love just the smile on your face. And
Thank
I
you.
know you're an hour behind us, so hopefully you got dinner and all that and got all that out of the way. But just to be able to spend some time here tonight. The music that you put out is I've been listening to the different cuts. Really, really, I love it. Love all of it.
Thank
Tell
you.
me about your struggles though, being an artist, an independent artist, and how hard is it to get your music out there?
You know what? There are struggles. I mean, I know labels are doing things a lot differently today than they did in the past. So
Hmm.
they're
Hmm.
they're actually expecting you to come to the table with music out there, your social media. They're looking at your stats. They want to know if you've invested in yourself as an artist, as far as development and where you are in, and pretty much if you know the direction that you're going into, and then also the platform and the things that you want to let the world know about you. So I've had an opportunity to do a lot of those things, but it has been a struggle because things aren't cheap these days. And especially with the pandemic coming and what have
Right.
you, and just making sacrifices for family, you got to pay your bills. Plus, in addition to that, I'm having to pay for studio time and whatever else is needed. But I made a vow to
Hmm.
myself by the grace of the God that I was willing to invest in myself. I've done so much in the past investing in so many other people, friends and family, but we only get one life to live. So I just decided, you know what, I'm going to make whatever sacrifices are necessary to invest in myself. So that's been the hardest struggle because it's really trying to figure out what to do with your time, because time is a commodity that we don't have a whole lot of. We only get 24
Sure,
hours in a
sure.
day, and it seems like we really need 40 hours in a day, to really
Right.
accomplish all the things that we need to. So it just requires just waking up earlier and just doing the things that people don't want to do, going to some of the gigs and doing gigs that some people may look down on. It's just like, I don't care if it's an audience of one, or if I show up and I'm the only one there, I'm willing to do whatever's needed to be there and put myself out there.
Hmm. Do you work all day
Yes,
because
sir.
you have to do what you got to do to pay for everything that you want to do? You're trying to live your dream. And then I would now can you get out and play at night? Do you play at different places around town, or how is that
Yes, sir.
working?
Yes, sir. I played different places around town. When I'm booked, I travel as well. I played in Missouri and in Illinois as well. So my philosophy: I have wheels, I will travel. I have a band, I have instrumentation, I will go. So it is. I mean, in that case, you do have to learn to burn the candle on both ends, and sleep becomes just even a greater precious commodity. Taking advantage of anytime I can get a little of that, a little rest,
Uh-huh.
I do it.
Uh-huh.
But it's the evenings, it's also the weekends, and just making sacrifices with friends and families, because sometimes you have to miss events in order to make sure you're showing up for gigs that you've committed to do.
How if you had the choice of being with a record label or being an independent artist, what would you choose? I know you're an independent. And I'll tell you why I'm asking that in a minute.
Okay. So for me, and everyone has their reasons, because I recently got asked this question. For
Mhm.
me, I would love to be with a label. I understand they're going to take a greater percentage of the proceeds and what have you. Nothing is free. We all have to work.
That
But
is
on the
true.
flip side, they do have the connections. So they have the hierarchy, they have the connections and what have you, that if you do your part, the endorsements, other things will come to you with putting out the music. And that's okay. I don't mind that. So I'd rather give up a lot in order to get the things that I really want in life.
Mhm. Now, the way I look at it, being an independent artist, you run your own life. You 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 know who you're going to pay, who you're not going to pay. You know what you're going to make, what you're not going to make. I mean, that money's in your pocket. so to speak, to a certain extent. So,
Yes, sir.
and you don't, you make all the business decisions yourself.
You know what? I can understand someone that point of view as well. But I
Hmm.
guess for me, I was in the military, so you know what? There are orders sometimes that we have to follow. There are things that we have to do, and I think that communication and relationships. So although the label overall they have the ultimate say, I think that going into the situation the right way. I mean, if the communication is there, I don't see there being a problem with that.
Hmm. Do you think the military helped out with your career now?
Oh my goodness, the military helped out with life in general.
Hmm.
Honestly, I mean, it set the standard, it set goals and what have you. It instilled discipline in me at a time in my life when I really needed it.
Hmm.
And not only that, I mean, I never grew up seeing color, and that was just even the greatest thing being in the
Yeah.
military. In the army, everyone was green. You're light green, dark green, you're
Right.
green. There's
Right.
no color. You're not black and white. So
Mhm.
I really embraced that culture. So the military was great. And even with music, I see it the same because music has no color. Music has no boundaries as far as that's
Oh my
concerned.
God, that is so correct. That is a totally well said. Why did you go into the military?
I come from a history of military
Okay.
veterans, you know, from all branches, whether it was the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, or even the Marines or the Coast Guard. I actually had two female cousins, one on my mom's side and one on my father's side, and they were actually going to join the Army Reserves, and they were like, "Oh, you should go, you should go," and I was like, you know what? I need a change. I needed a change in my life.
Hmm.
So I went ahead, I signed on the dotted line, and I joined up, and I went in enlisted as a private first class. So I was enlisted, and then afterwards I was so gung ho. I wanted to be a drill sergeant, jump out of planes, and all that good stuff. And my drill sergeant's just like, Carter, no, you're going to be an officer. And I'm like, no, that's not where the excitement is. But lo and behold, I became an officer. So
Did you jump out of a plane?
I did, but not in the military. I was out of the military when I actually jumped out of a plane.
Yeah, me too. Me too. That's why I'm asking. And I meant that was on what we call a bucket list. I don't know if
Yes,
I even want to call it a bucket list, but it's something I always wanted to do. So, even at my age, I kind of went outside my comfort zone and said, I'm going to do this. And we
I
did it.
love it.
And it was the best thing I've ever done in my life. People think
I
I'm
love.
nuts. My wife was pissed at me, but it was the best thing I ever did. Well, you know why she was mad? This isn't about me. It's supposed to be about you, but I'll tell you real quick.
I want to hear. No, for sure.
I know. It's pretty funny, actually. I went ahead and booked it, and never told her, and didn't tell her what I was going to do. And then it was like, hey, well, tomorrow we're going to go skydiving, and she goes, oh no, you're not. No, 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 no. You didn't. She goes, if you're going to do that, I want to be there. I want to, for whatever reason. And so yeah, that was the whole deal. I went ahead and I booked it without telling her. So
Shame on you, Skip.
yeah, I
Shame.
know. So I had to change the date. I went with somebody else at the radio station, our midday girl. She wanted to do it. She's a whole lot younger than I am, but we both did it same day, same time, same plane. And
Awesome.
but we went ahead and booked it without telling our significant others that we were going to do that. So
Wow.
yeah,
Now, did you actually have it recorded? Did you get the
yeah,
video recording of all of it?
I do, and I have it, and it's pretty ugly because
Oh,
the wind when you're free falling, what for the first minute, and you're just the wind pushing your skin up, and it's like oh my god, but it's the best. And then
well, I actually love it.
when the chute opened up, you could hear a pin drop, so to speak. It was so quiet, and it was so very cool, and you
Wow.
just float down to earth. Well, who am I to? I mean, yeah, forget it. It's not about me. It's about you. But
It's about us, Skip,
yeah,
because it
I know.
happens.
I know. Yeah, yeah, it does happen, doesn't it? Skip happens. It was a good skip happens. That,
Awesome.
that situation.
So,
But
would you do it again?
what's that?
Would you do it again?
I would do it tomorrow. I
Awesome.
would.
I like
I
that.
would. I would do it tomorrow. I'm not even afraid to do it. I have full confidence in those that are going to take me up. I would definitely do it again. Definitely.
Awesome. Me
Eh,
too. So,
y- people think you're nuts, but if you don't take chances, and this kind of goes with what we're talking about, you take a chance, you do something you love or you always wanted to do. If it works, great. Well, if skydiving doesn't work, I guess you're kind of messed up.
oh,
But
yeah,
I guess that wasn't the thing to say. But you know what I mean? Chances of something happening are very slim.
for
People
sure.
just don't realize that. So
And if something happens, you wouldn't know about it anyway.
mhm,
So,
mhm.
you know what?
Exactly. Exactly, girl. Boom, bam, did it. Let's talk about you. How about voice lessons? Because your voice, when I listened to, Gave Him a Girl, your voice is so smooth. Did you take voice lessons? Have you had anything like that?
Yes, sir. I have had voice lessons. You can hear a little something going on now. Unfortunately, I apologize. I'm a little nasally. I got a little
Ah,
vocal fry going on. But yes, I have had vocal lessons and what have you.
mhm,
I'm a true alto. I grew up singing in the church down in Louisiana. I was in the church choir as a little girl,
mhm,
but I have had voice lessons, and I do have a vocal coach now.
mhm. Very, very cool. Would you say that's a necessity for somebody that wants to do what you're going to do?
I think it's very important because then you know how to not strain your voice. You know what to do, and some things just to preserve your voice a lot longer. You
Mhm.
know, it's important. I mean, because after all, when you're singing, it's your instrument. It's your moneymaker. You need it. When it's gone, I mean, then you have nothing else.
Wow. Do you feel you have any struggles? I know I interviewed Jimmy Allen. We had him on Skip Happens.
Oh wow.
Actually, not all that long ago, but we were talking about some of the struggles as being a black artist, African American artist. Do you get any? Do you come across any issues with that at all?
You know what? I think there's still some issues. I think some people think that um, maybe it's not black artists maybe shouldn't be in country music or what have you.
That's
You know,
correct.
and I've had people ask me, I've even had black people ask, why country?
Mhm.
And it's not, one question is why not country? and
Yeah,
and I've had people say, well, why did you pick country? I didn't necessarily pick country. Country picked me because it's my life.
that's
It's how I
right.
grew up. I grew up listening to country. So it's not just some fad or something that I just picked up to try to do. I remember years ago someone saying, oh, if you could do anything, what would you want to do? And I actually said, in high school, I'm like, oh, I'd love to be maybe a country singer. And I kind of put it, out of my head or what have you. And here I
Hmm.
am
Hmm.
many moons later, you know, as a country artist, country singer, songwriter. So I think there's still struggles. I mean, I think it's wonderful that, Mr. Charley Pride, that he opened
Absolutely.
doors for many of us. And
Yes.
the opportunity is there, and like I think it's for us now to walk through those doors, and take advantage of all the opportunities that are presented before us. And unfortunately, some people will not necessarily embrace it, but you still have to live your life to the fullest. And
That's right.
there will be some people that are going to like what you do and some that won't. So as long as I'm being true to myself and people are
Hmm.
being true to themselves, in the end, it always works out the way that it's supposed to. So
Love
I
it.
don't necessarily worry about it. Like I shared with you earlier, I didn't grow up
Yeah.
seeing color,
Yeah.
light green, dark green.
Doesn't
So when
matter.
I do country music, I don't see myself as I see myself as a country artist,
Absolutely.
and I just kind of that's how I try to present myself.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And it's just, I mean, that's country. And what you're singing is country. And it's very radio worthy. It's worthy of being a hit. It's,
Thank you.
it's just, it's awesome. It's just, I hope you didn't mind me asking that, but I always like to hear different opinions and different thoughts because, we all go through different struggles in life. And
Yes, sir.
sometimes we have a dream and we try to reach for that dream. And sometimes we get pushed back because something maybe just because, and it's not fair and it's not right. But no, you just go for it, make it happen.
Yes, sir.
And if you miss it the first time, you reach out and grab
For
it the
sure.
second time and bring it in. So,
I say it's a part of life. I had an opportunity to talk to some people recently, and they had questions, and they wanted to know a little bit about me, and they're like, what kind of makes you
mhm.
tick? What makes you, strive and go and what have you? And I just shared with them, what, I'm happy to be in the skin that I'm in. I'm happy to be brown. I'm
Mhm,
happy that
mhm.
God made me the person that I am,
Yes,
but I'm also
yes,
happy to be an American. And unfortunately, there are a
that's
lot
right.
of things that are going on in the states right now. But there's no other place I'd rather be, I'd rather live than here in the United States of America. So, regardless of the issues that America has, I'm proud to be a citizen. I'm proud to be an American. So I'm just thankful.
Absolutely, absolutely, and we thank you for your service too. Um, Tell us about your songwriting. Do you sit down with others, or do you do it by yourself?
I actually do both. I actually probably started
Okay.
writing songs when I was a little girl. And I started out writing short stories and letters to God. and what have you. And I used to always just love to write poetry and what have you. And some of the poetry just automatically turned into songs. And I've just learned to kind of tweak things a little bit more. Um,
Hmm.
with other people that are a little bit better on the melody and harmonizing, what have you. I'm probably a little bit better initially on the lyrics. So yeah, I like to do it by myself. Sometimes I get different thoughts and I'll just go to writing, or I'll just get my phone and I'll start singing in the notes and what have you. And then
Uh-huh.
eventually sometimes it becomes a song. But I have a ton of song titles and a ton of ideas that maybe someday they'll become songs, or maybe they'll still be parts of thoughts, or maybe parts of songs.
And you keep all those thoughts written down or on a recording somewhere. Like you say, you put it in your phone, or maybe you make a note and you kind of put it away somewhere. So somewhere down the road, when
Yeah,
you're trying to think of something that'll go with something, and you're going to go, oh my God. And then you make it happen.
for sure. I've already been thinking
Mhm.
about a song, Skip Happens. So I'm already kind of thinking about
Please.
that.
You do it. I'll use it as my theme song. I'm serious.
Okay.
And I'll always say that's Bree Carter. Bree
I like
Carter, who's
it.
been on the Skip Happens podcast. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm always open to any of that. Hey, have you been in the
Uh,
Northeast at all? Because that's where we're located in central New York.
I've been visiting. I've been to visit. I love New York, the city that never sleeps, New York City. So I love to come and visit the East Coast. I've been to Philadelphia, but I haven't had an
Mhm.
opportunity to perform there yet. So hey, for all the listeners out there, Bree Carter is available. I love to travel. Hey, book me. I'll come to the East Coast.
We'll get you up in the Northeast somehow, some way, and we'll get you up here at a time of the year where we're not having a lot of that snow. So,
I don't mind snow. Hey,
no,
I know how to bundle up. I can come in the snow.
okay. I'm thinking about this. I know you think of snow and you think of a couple of inches. Here in central New York, we get the what they call the lake effect snow. It comes in off Lake Ontario, Lake Erie. If the winds are blowing just right, I mean, we'll get a foot of snow in a matter of a few hours. I'm
I
not
like it.
exaggerating.
I
You
like
still
it. I
like
know
it.
how to bundle up.
All right. So then when you have to drive in it, and we all do it, we do it like there's nothing. I mean, the kids still go to school and we get 6 inches to a foot of snow, and the buses are still coming down the road. So I'm just saying, I mean, maybe a little taste of that, you might think different. But then again, you might not. So who knows?
Hey, no, I'm gonna do music. So when I'm doing music, it's like everything else stops. So it's like the snow
Yeah.
falling will come to a halt right in its track. So I'm up for it.
Would you say music is your prescription for any when you get down? I mean, do you pick up the guitar? Do you sing? Do you think that's a prescription to get you back to feeling good?
You know what? It is. And my shirt actually says, music is medicine. So music really is medicine. It
Exactly.
is really it's my therapy. Um, it
Hmm.
just
Hmm.
evokes so many different emotions: happiness, sadness, laughter, good times. It takes you down memory lane and just so many fond memories of different things. And sometimes there's sad memories too, but just all the feelings, it just makes a huge difference. So yeah, music is definitely medicine.
Hmm. I love
I
it.
wish I could actually create a program where it was just a requirement in everyone's life. I hadn't quite come up with the plan yet, but somewhere where music,
Oh,
whether it's first thing in the morning or whether it's in the middle of the day or in the
mhm.
evenings, where it's a requirement that you have to listen to
You
so
have to
many
go into
minutes
it.
of music a day. So for sure.
I love that idea. I really do. I love that
Yeah,
idea because music makes me feel good. If I'm
exactly.
down having some issues, whatever's going on in my life, I'll come down to my studio and I'll just put my headphones on and I'll put on something that makes me feel good. It's got to be music. So it's got to be music.
Exactly. And it makes you smile.
Yeah.
And just think, when you're somewhere else and music comes on, a song, even if sometimes you don't know all the words to the song or you don't even know it and the beat sounds good and you hear
Hmm.
the instrumentation, you just want to move and you look around, you get this big smile on your face. And the next thing you know, you look around, there are other people that are smiling too.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you because you're in Nashville, do you get down on Broadway much, or would you rather stay away from like the tourist area?
I go on Broadway to hang out with friends when they come to visit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't necessarily perform on Broadway, no.
It's crazy.
It's very crazy. I mean, I commend all the artists out there that are on Broadway, but no, Broadway is not necessarily um, my the direction for me.
Mhm. Have you had a chance to get out and meet a lot of radio people? Have you been on a radio tour?
That's a great question. I'm actually in the process of planning that. So I would think by November, we're looking
Okay,
at really getting that going because we're still in the early stages of the radio promotions with getting
sure.
my music on radios.
Mhm. Well, it's a great thing to do. I always look forward to having the artist come by. And, it's a good way to actually, I mean, we meet this way, but still, there's nothing better than being able to shake a hand or being able to say hello in person. So I think that's pretty
Well,
cool.
don't be surprised if you see me up there on the Northeast coming to do part of my
Well, if you're
tour.
up here,
Don't be surprised, honestly.
yeah.
Awesome.
No, if you're up here, you'll be in this podcast studio. I'm telling you. So that's what we
Okay.
do. We bring we'll do a little interview at the radio station, but I usually arrange it with Jamie or whoever's setting up the radio tour. I know with Grassroots, um, that they spend the night in Syracuse and they usually come over. We get some beer and pizza and we do a podcast and we talk about the artists and their life and everything. So it's usually a good time. But then the pandemic set
Okay.
in and kind of really messed everything up. So
I know. Well, I'm going to say this, Skip. Please count me in, honestly,
you're in.
because no exaggeration, New York has the best pizza. I'm a New York pizza girl. I love New York pizza any day, anytime. And I
Awesome.
like it
I'll
cold,
remember that.
hot or cold. It's all good.
Nothing better than a slice of pizza first thing in the morning. It's been in the refrigerator. Nothing better. So,
I
nothing
agree.
better. What is a day in your life? Describe that.
Um, Waking
You,
up at 5:30 in the morning, letting the dogs out.
what?
Yes, letting 5:30, letting the dogs out. From
Yeah.
there, feeding the cats, and then the next thing is actually taking some time to meditate, to
Yeah.
pray, and what have you, and talk to God and figure out what His plan is for me for the day. And then from there, checking email, doing calls. Sometimes I can squeeze a workout in, sometimes I can't. And then I'm out in corporate America. I'm
Hmm.
taking calls through the day on my break. I'm trying to figure out things that I can do to move the needle so things are always moving.
Hmm.
By the evening, I'm getting in, doing a vocal lesson, whether it's on Skype or whether it's going in somewhere.
Hmm.
Checking emails some more, a little bit of family time, having some dinner. Then it's picking up my guitar, trying to practice. I'm still trying to learn that. So it's constantly nonstop.
My God. How do you do that? See, that's what I wanted to hear. I wanted to see what your day was like. You're up at 5 in the morning. And that's very unusual for an artist. Well, of course, a lot of them don't get up till like noon, 1 o'clock. So
For
I just
sure.
know
But
their whole day's kind of shifted a little bit. So
you got to keep in mind, I was in the military, so we early riser. You know,
I got you.
my mom says nothing comes to a sleeper but a dream. So you want something to happen, you got to get up, girl. You're not gonna get anything but a dream if you stay asleep. So
Yeah. Best time of the day is the early morning hours.
yes,
When I was doing morning radio, I used to love driving in the middle of summer and you just see the sun or just see like a little brightness on the horizon. And it's like you could feel the cool, crisp air and the sun is about to come up. There's no better feeling than that.
I know, and it's so beautiful. The only downside is
Yes.
that you could never capture that. I can never capture that with my cell phone when I try to do that, though. That's the only thing. I'm like, oh, I'm like, it's so beautiful. I just want to capture, and it's just like God saying, yeah, you can look at it, but this is for your eyes. Just embrace the moment, the time that you're in right
That's
now.
right.
So
That's right. How many dogs do you have?
I have three dogs.
Oh my. What do you have? Are they rescues or what do you
They
have?
they are. One is an Anatolian Shepherd. His name's Harley. He's the boy.
Oh
I
wow.
have a pointer. Her name is Misha, and then
Nice.
I also have a pit bull mix. Her name is Sandy, and she's really old now. She's
Oh.
like 12 or 13 years old.
And you got cats.
Yes, two cats, two kittens, and sometimes they drive me BSC if you know what that means. If you know
Yeah,
what that means, they drive me that
yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, yeah.
Tandy, short for Tasmanian Devil, I'm sure. Uh, and then there's a little boy named Butch, and he's so skittish. He's scared of everything.
Mhm.
He jumps. Just you can just say boo or just move the wrong way, and he's just like really makes a big
Right.
motion. It's just like you got to be kidding me.
And you gotta say, I mean, cats pretty much can take care of themselves. I mean, we just have to empty the litter box, but the dogs, you're right. You got to get up. You got to take them out. You got to take them for a walk. And I've got two. I've got a yellow lab, and then we've got a rescue as well. And they're awesome. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't change that for anything.
For
Uh,
sure.
they're just such a big part of the family. Is that your family? I mean, or do you have others?
I have fur babies. So those I have fur babies. Yeah. So me and my guy, we have 3 dogs and 2 cats. Those are our kids. And we have
I love
toys.
it.
So we have toys for kids, toys and fur babies.
I
So
love it.
yeah.
I love it. God bless you. That is so awesome. Your music. We're talking with Brei Carter, country artist, independent artist, and of course the song "It Gave Him a Girl," which I highly recommend that you go and watch the video. It is so cool. It just I can see that going places, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you. But
Thank you.
where can somebody get your music?
I am on all the platforms. On all the platforms.
Uh huh.
I'm on Spotify. I'm on iTunes, Apple Music. I'm on Amazon. So any and everywhere you can find me.
Cool. Cool. Have you heard any of your music on the radio?
I haven't yet, but I was able to Shazam myself. So that was pretty neat. I was playing it through Spotify and I
Uh-huh.
actually said, let me just try this out. So that was pretty neat. So I haven't heard it yet, but I have gotten a few calls lately that some people have heard it.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure. I'm down in Missouri. So I'm looking forward to the day where I can actually turn it on myself and actually hear it playing.
So when you Shazammed yourself, your name came up in the name of the song.
Yes, sir.
So that means it's out there
Yes, sir.
instead of getting the message, whatever it says, they were unable to, you know,
Uh-huh.
recognize this song. That is so cool.
I know.
Were you like going, oh my God, yes, yes. I came up in
I was.
Shazam. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was. And
I-
sometimes my friends will make me feel good. They'll
Mhm.
they have me on their Spotify playlist and they'll take a picture of their radio and they're like, "Look
Oh,
what I'm listening to right now." And they'll send me pictures of it or a little video clip. So I like that too. That makes me feel good.
mhm. What do you do for fun? I mean, do you when you want to get away? I know you love music, and I think that's a good out for you to kind of do that. But what do you do for fun? Do you hike? Do you go for walks? Do you play any type of sport?
You know what? I love anything water. So I love to be at the
Okay.
beach. I love to be in the water. I love to swim.
Uh-huh.
Not necessarily a great swimmer, but I love to be in the water
Sure.
nonetheless. Um, I like to go camping. Actually going camping this weekend. We have a fifth
Nice.
wheel. So we'll go out and just kind of escape, build fires, just kind of hang out
Hmm.
and kind
Hmm.
of just take yourself away from society for a minute and just kind of regroup and,
Yeah.
do a reset. So love doing that. I love to dance, love dance floor, dancing at my house by myself with a bunch of people. Those are things that I enjoy. And I like sports. I like watching sports. I like going to concerts and stuff. So there's a whole lot of things. I got a big bucket list too. I've gone water skiing. I've never gone snow skiing yet.
Oh,
So that's on the bucket list as
okay.
well. So I got a couple things. And I like to travel. I've gone
Nice.
to Italy, I've been to Greece, I've been to Switzerland, I've been to Thailand, I've been to the Caribbean. So I
Oh,
like to travel.
wow. Now, was any of that with the service?
No, those were fun
Just
times. Those
you?
were
Yeah.
fun with friends. Yes.
Yeah. With the service, were you basically stateside?
I was stateside. Yes.
Cool. Cool. That's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. Hey, do you keep track of your Spotify numbers?
You know what? I didn't before, but I've seen lately I'm starting to grow.
Mhm.
Initially, I think a month ago, I think I had maybe 50 monthly listeners. I think the last time I checked, I had like 3,000. I'm like,
See?
thank you, Lord. It's growing. Thank you. Hey,
Uh-huh. And how about support from your significant other? I mean, does he support you as you do
you
you
know
what
what?
you love?
He does. He does.
That's
I think
awesome.
initially there was a little bit of tug of war because it takes a
Uh-huh.
lot, with having to travel and do those things. And, sometimes it may be like, hey, well, let's go out to eat. And it's like, hey, I have vocal lesson. I can't, or I really need to be in the studio this weekend. Maybe unfortunately those
Mhm.
plans that we had with some of our friends, we can't maybe do, or, maybe he's going to visit his parents and, hey, do you want to come? And it's just like, I really can't because I have, commit with commitment with music.
Hmm.
So those things sometimes, kind of aren't good for a relationship. But like I said before, communication is key, and he does
Yes,
support me now.
that's
So
pretty awesome.
I'm so thankful because I
Yes.
prayed I prayed about that, and I'm like, God, if
Yeah.
you want this to be, please work that out,
Hmm.
because I know that I'm doing what you're calling me to do.
Hmm.
So something's gonna have to give, and I know I'm supposed to do music. So
Hmm. Were you
thank
able to? Oh, wait a minute. So we had the pandemic last year, but how long have you been in Nashville again?
I've been in Nashville about 3 years now.
Have you heard about the country radio seminar?
I have heard about it. I haven't had a chance to attend yet. I want to go.
This in February. Stop downtown
Okay.
because it's in February. You can get all the info online, but that's a good way to meet a lot of radio programmers. Anybody that's anybody is there.
Yes, sir.
So it's always a good time. It's always a lot of fun, a lot of great shows, a lot of hangouts, and like I said, a lot of fun.
Okay. Are you going to be there?
Yes, we go every year. Last
Awesome.
last year because of the pandemic, obviously it was virtual and we couldn't do it. But
Uh,
I've gone for the last, I want to say, 20 years. So
oh, awesome.
I just know you get to meet a lot of other people and you get to network, and it's very cool, very cool.
Okay.
It's a good
So
way
I
to
will
get
be I
yourself
will
out.
be there. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Just kind of look it up on the calendar and you'll find the dates. I think it's like the 23rd of February. I think
Okay.
it's somewhere in there. So it's kind of cool. We're talking with Brei Carter. This is so cool. I'm just blown away by your music, your talents, your life in general, and the
Thank
smile
you.
on your face, which is phenomenal. Just, you're doing what you want to do in life, and God's telling you to follow this path because he knows you love it. I'm just
Yes,
saying.
sir.
So that's pretty cool. Ah, man. Do you ever get downtown to the Nashville Sounds? You ever go to the ball games?
I haven't yet, because I'm still traveling.
Oh,
So
okay.
although I'm here in Nashville, I still travel back and forth to Illinois, the St. Louis area.
Oh, wow.
So I'm still kind of back and forth there. So I don't get a chance to go to the games here, but I do go and see the Cards. I
Ah,
love the Cardinals, so I'm a Cardinals fan.
wait a minute. Are they playing? No, they're playing tomorrow night,
Yes.
and they're playing the Dodgers. Now, somebody may watch this after the fact, but they're playing the Dodgers tomorrow night. So it's got to be a little bit later at night because it's on the West Coast. So yeah, and tonight, of course, you got the Yankees. It's happening right now. I can hear my son upstairs. The Yankees and the Red Sox tonight for the American League East, um, the wild card. So it's crazy. We're a big baseball family, so that's why.
Yes.
That's why I was
Awesome.
asking.
Awesome.
So, Bree, thank you so much for joining us tonight, finding out a little bit about you. It's just, we love talking. Normally, Deb Lanfair, who is the president and founder of the Country Music Fan Club, is on with us. She's probably outside your door if you're in Nashville, because
Yes.
I
Come
know
on
she's in.
in.
I would die if she walked in right now. I'd be like, Deb? But no, she's in Nashville. She does a lot of she's got business there. So
Okay.
she does a lot with the country music community and with the CMAs that are coming up and all that. So
Yes, sir.
and it's pretty cool. You should look it up. It's the Country Music Fan Club. If you do a search on Fanbook, you'll find on Facebook, you'll
Okay.
find it. And it's pretty cool what they do. And they do a lot with artists, especially the new independent up and coming artists.
Oh,
So
awesome. I'll
it's just
definitely do that. Oh my
yeah,
goodness, Skip, you have been my angel tonight. Thank you so much. Oh my
you're my
goodness. This has
angel.
been wonderful.
You're awesome. Is this the first podcast you've done, or no, you were on you recorded well, is
Dr.
it
Ward Bond.
which one?
Dr. Ward Bond.
Okay, I know that, yeah, you did that.
I did that. I did What Songs. I did I can't think right now. Oh, don't get me. It's someone else on the East Coast. There's another one that I did.
I know that there's so many. But I just thought I'd ask.
No, but none are like Skip Happens though.
Skip happens, baby. I'm just telling
Yes,
you.
it
Skip,
does. Skip
skip happens.
Happens.
And it's happening for you right now in a good way with the song. Of course,
Yes,
Gave
sir.
Him a Girl. The video came out today, and I'm watching the views go up as we speak, which is pretty cool. And plus, if they subscribe to your YouTube channel, they've got all your videos on there.
Yeah.
Let's before we say goodbye, the video for Gave Him a Girl, where was that filmed?
That was actually filmed in Illinois. That was also filmed in Nashville. So in
Okay.
Nashville and also in Illinois. So kind of both of them.
Mhm. And you actually were holding the fish.
Yes.
That was a big ass fish. I'm just saying that thing was pretty good size.
Yeah, I told you I love doing that stuff.
So who
It's a
caught
lot
the
of fun.
fish?
Me and some good friends. And there's also a fish market, Beasley's Fish Market. I got to give them a shout out down
Okay.
over in Grafton, Illinois. They are amazing. So they've taken me out fishing. They're great people, great guys. Yeah, it's awesome. I like it.
Very cool. Very cool. Brei Carter, thank you so much for joining us here tonight on Skip Happens. Again, check her out. She's on YouTube. All the socials. Do a search for Brei Carter. It's spelled, I'm going to screw this up, Brei Carter. Yes.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm used to it being the other way around. I don't know why, but you know what? That makes it unique.
I like it
And everybody has to be unique in their own way,
for sure.
in order to stand out. And you're standing out. So it's cool. So yeah, you can do a search on, just Google it, and you're going to get all the links and download the music, support the independent artist. Do you have a website?
Yes, sir. It's www.breicarter.com, BreiCarter.com. Thank you.
Bam, bam, bam. And you can find it all right there. Brei, thanks for joining us tonight. We're going to say goodbye, but stay right there for a moment, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank
All
you.
right. Thanks for watching, everybody. It's another edition of Skip Happens with our independent artist tonight. It's been Brei Carter. Thanks for watching.